C++ containers are quite useful, and one of them is queue. It has several real-life applications. We create a program to maintain the guest waiting list of a restaurant in this video. What's up everyone? Welcome to Programmer Life. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure to subscribe for more programming videos. You can find a link to the source code used in the video in the description below. Let's get started. Do you remember when you went to your favorite restaurant and added your name in the waiting queue for the next available table? Someone has to keep track of who arrived first, so people are fairly seated in their arrival order. Wouldn't it be better if that someone is a program that you wrote? Let's define the program's behavior first. For simplicity, we assume one customer per table and party size of 1. Our program allows us to input customer names to add to the waiting queue. Additionally, the program supports two commands, ready and quit. Ready says the next table is ready and moves the next waiting customer out of the queue and print their name. Quit command terminates the application. Let's print a restaurant greeting first. We can name our restaurant Food Stop. Now, we already know how to take user input. We need a queue to store the names. Well, standard library to rescue once again. It has already defined a container queue. A container, as the name suggests, something used to store many items. In our case, queue container stores many customer names. We need to include the header file queue from the standard library to use the container. Container queue is also part of std namespace. Let's define the variable of type queue. C++ container can store data of the same type. That means you can store all integer in a queue or characters, float, strings, but cannot mix them. You cannot store integer and string in the same queue. So, the queue expects you to tell it what type of data it contains. The way to do it is to use the angle bracket and write our item type. We can write int, float, char, or in this case, since we store names, we tell it to store strings. Now, let's write a loop to read user input. Our loop condition is while input is not equal to quit. The user-defined type, string, has an overloaded not equal to operator. It takes two strings as operands and compares every character one by one. It returns true if they are not equal. We first test if the input is equal to ready. We check the queue size to see if any customer is waiting. We print an appropriate message if no customer is waiting. Otherwise, we print the customer name. Queue has two functions, front and back, to get the first and last item. The first customer should be seated, so we use the queue's front function to get the first customer name. Queue's pop function removes the first item from the queue. Since the customer is seated, we remove the name from the queue. If the user inputs quit, we break out of the loop. C++ has a keyword break to exit from a loop at any time. If the input is neither ready nor quit, then it is customer name, and we push the name to the queue. The queue has a member function push to add an item. We push the customer name to the waiting list. Let's test out our program. We have our customers coming in: Bob, Megan, James, Jenny, Rob. One table is ready, and Bob gets to sit. Harry joined the waiting queue. The bunch of tables are ready. No more customer is waiting. The program is working as intended. Let's quit it. You can use the queue container likewise for any other application where a waiting list or some queue should be maintained. For more programming videos, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment if you want me to cover any specific topic, and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.